Garrett, it's just me and you.
The only two people that matter on the academic team, right? Oh, hi, Bailey.
Oh, there's Bailey. She matters.
Are we wearing the same shirt?
We are. Oh my God.
Oh, we are.
Great job, Garrett. Did you get your state shirt too?
Yeah, I put him in with my dirty laundry so he could get washed.
Nice.
Hi, Kristen.
There's Kristen. Nobody has their family. Why? I thought people would bring their family.
I can go get Colin, who quit academic team.
Maybe he'll come back next year. Yeah.
Maybe in high school.
Maybe. I hear that coach in high school is pretty lame though. Hello, Kristen. You dressed up. You're muted.
I took a shower.
I'm wearing my pajamas.
Okay, cool.
I dressed up and I put on eyeshadow but no foundation. So
great job.
That's me too, Bailey.
I put on foundation but no eyeshadow. So
I put on only eyeshadow. It's just the same color as my skin.
Excellent. Courtney is here. She's gonna get on her other account and be a person.
All right. Well, you have a good evening.
She's telling someone to have a good evening. I'm trying to keep track of everybody that shows up because if they didn't show up, I'm not going to talk about them. So that's what I say.
Ellie is feeling sick, so she won't come.
She won't be here?
That's not very cash money.
That is not very cash money at all. Hayden is here. Drew is here. I saw Nora behind Drew. Is that really Nora, or is she just like, is that a fake background?
I was first one here, so.
Great job.
Really?
You could have commented first. Hayden is here. Kristen is here.
Hey, I feel like you need to show Garrett your pirated amiibos.
Oh, yeah. We found out how to make fake amiibos.
No, they work.
They work.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's the taco one. Oh, the takoyaki one.
Is Nora, are you an Animal Crossing person? Where'd she go?
She literally got New Horizon like the day it came out.
No. If we have good internet, you should add me. I've played 155 hours.
It's a problem. It's a huge problem.
Oh, sorry.
Why is everyone in love with the cat with the glasses?
Raymond? I don't know. You can't make an amiibo of him. He's very special.
Sounds cool.
I want Gail. Gail's like the pink alligator.
You know, I can make any amiibo and just give it to you.
Wait, should I show her my stash and she'll be Susie Miller?
I used to wait, like any amiibo?
Yes.
Yep.
Eddie,
You have to buy these little
movies.
Look who I've added recently.
I want that one. Oh, everyone wants those. How did you, Marshall?
I'm working on Zucker. I gotta invite him today. And I have Flora and Fauna and Lolly.
I have one amiibo card and it's Tom Nook and it's somewhere.
Yeah.
It's because Colin got the like special edition 3DS, the Animal Crossing one, and it came with it.
That's very cool. Guys, I hope more than 5 people are here. It's gonna be sad.
Do you want me to hold the thing up?
Okay. Hayden should be coming.
Hayden's there. He just turned his camera around to his front yard.
I was gonna say, if not, we could just like go to his house. Go to his house.
I'm working.
Cough in his face.
Absolutely.
I have like an
Make him go to Olive Garden. Just like have him sit there.
I have like every amiibo. I have a problem. I have Wedding Bowser.
Oh, it's on his special day.
And Wedding Mario. Not Peach though, because Bowser and Mario are in love.
Oh, that's so progressive.
Mario can cross-dress in Odyssey, so.
Yeah, I've got a problem with that. There's Allie. I wonder if Charlton will be with her or in another room.
My bet's another room.
I have two. I bought a Switch Lite to see what it was like, and I never use it.
You might want to mute.
I told you not to do that.
You should mute.
I wanted it because it
That is
looked.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Garrett.
I wanted it because it looked cool, and I like. Okay, so I like Pokemon except for the new ones.
Get
Mhm.
it, you're rich, Garrett, and can afford to get that. Okay.
I kind of regret it, but it looks cool. It now stays on my shelf permanently.
I see. Yeah, I warned you.
You did.
Allie, you're only done coming today?
No, Tarleton's doing.
I
He's
got a
what?
bone to pick with Tarleton. Where is he?
What?
Where is Tarleton?
He's in his room right now. I guess he's trying to get his computer. There he is.
My computer ain't working. I spent $1,000 on it.
Excellent.
Tarleton left the mild sauce out of my lunch the other
Oh
day.
yeah, way to go, Tarleton.
I didn't bag it.
Mhm.
Pass the buck.
Oh God, we've got puppies.
There's
Yeah.
somebody with a blank screen that it doesn't say who it is.
John Bennett.
I don't know.
He could.
Anybody else that you guys know that are not coming today?
Just go to Remind and click on the link.
That's what I do.
Are you sure?
I thought someone said something. And you look like you're getting ready to be interviewed for a documentary about Appalachia.
Yeah.
Like family's just closer around here. It's just how it is.
Wait, there's a new like a Joe Exotic documentary. It's not at 9.
Yeah. It's like from the guy that gave Joe Exotic all of his like stuff that he has.
Interesting.
Did everybody get their random things we left at your homes and mailboxes?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I hope so.
I enjoyed
What's
that.
your stuff?
Yeah, we felt like creepers driving around everyone's house.
Yeah, my mom like saw you and she was like, "Was that Mr. Brock?"
Yeah, she should have sent somebody out from the guard tower.
I don't think
No,
she-
like she saw you on the road. She's like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "What's he doing in this part of the neighborhood?"
It's where I buy my meth.
Every time I read Kristen's address, I want to fist fight the person who decided that Mount Vernon should have a ocean view street.
Yeah.
It makes me so angry.
It does flood though, like really, really bad. Like people, like when the neighbors were kids, they would swim in the nasty pond water.
There you go.
Gosh,
Hey, Tarleton or Allie, one of you guys have to wear headphones because if you don't, the feedback from the audio from the two computers will be bad.
Yeah, because that was a Dumbo.
It's weird.
One who can't get $1,000 laptop to work.
That's very true.
you could just like mute one of them, like or not mute it, but like just turn the volume down.
Or just Allie can stay here.
Yeah, you can
Not.
feel
Where's
each
the
other.
link? Where's the remind link so I can leave? Where's the?
Hey, Elizabeth,
You can't even get yours to work.
have you heard anything about Gatton?
Dude, it's just in Remind.
Yeah, they released like a new WKU plan that you like for August, and honestly, it's like lecture halls, right? But they're eliminating like 130 people classes or something to have like 25 students, and you have to be 6 feet apart, and
Well, no, I
you
think
always have to
everybody
wear
froze, so
masks
it's
too.
us.
So
That sucks.
I brought my family.
I'm putting my family, aka all my Godzilla figures, up.
Excellent. Elizabeth, the last thing I heard you say was lock 100 and then the internet crashed.
basically, you have to keep 6 feet apart all the time.
Well, that's hey, everybody hang on a second. I'm going to have to change internet connection. Okay. It's it's backed up so I can unplug it.
I'll be right back.
Hey, okay, I'm back.
Whoa.
Hello. So we know Ellie can't come because she's sick. Is there anybody else that you guys know for sure cannot come?
Jaden.
Aiden?
Jaden.
Jaden. Okay, that's cool. Do you have a highlighter over there? I have it. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So anybody doing anything fun this summer yet?
Me and Drew are gonna go like rent out a cabin.
Sounds cool.
Like
I'm
next
having
week.
surgery, so.
What are you getting surgered?
Remember I told you at the thing, gynecomastia.
Oh, I remember that. I thought that was a joke.
That mean?
Okay.
Garrett has gynecomastia.
What does that mean?
It,
It's
Man
nothing.
it's
man boobs.
yeah, it's man boobs.
Okay.
Yeah, but like there's like it's not just that. There's like something in them that's making them.
Okay. That cleared it right up.
So do you guys think the school will start on time?
Hoping it will.
Me too.
Yeah, the same way. If you judge by the Crab Orchard Dollar General, it'll start right on time.
Everything's back to normal.
I would say so.
Trying to see. There are 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I was hoping more people would come. Let me send another.
You got text from Morgan and Audrey.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Okay, I'm back. I found my really big Godzilla figure.
Good job, Garrett.
Very.
Garrett, Smitten is bigger than Godzilla. Your Godzilla figure.
There's like one version of it that's like 2 feet tall.
That's hilarious.
I don't have it, but I want it, but it's like really expensive.
So is that Switch that you don't use?
I get it. Okay, I wasted money.
One thing I saw that I really want to like decorate my apartment with is I found this Snorlax beanbag that's like life size. So like you just have a gigantic Snorlax in your room. So like I really want that. Just like for no reason whatsoever.
That sounds super cool.
Mr. Brock, you own a Godzilla figure, right? Who got you that?
Some dude, I guess.
Where is it still? Is it at school?
Yes.
Oh man, we can't show it off and be twins.
Then Hayden, Audrey. Miss Taylor's coming.
It says that Miss Taylor's here.
I don't see her. Maybe she's one of those black boxes I can't see. Audrey is on her way. She was having problems.
I really hate 2020 so far.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, dude.
No, it's because everything I was excited for is being delayed.
Wow.
What's being delayed?
Look, all the Smash DLCs being delayed.
Oh, so sad, so sad.
I'm guessing that Godzilla vs. Kong is being delayed.
Why Godzilla versus Kong? Like those animals can't catch the COVID, can they?
It was going to be awesome.
Getting the address is invalid. Hang on just a second. Invite. I'm gonna send it to Audrey and Miss Taylor. Didn't we all know this was gonna go so well?
Yes.
Miss Taylor's name is on my screen, but she is in a black box. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just sent a text. She lives in Richmond. She should have good Wi-Fi. Your email.
Mr. Rock, is this on YouTube?
Is what?
It says this is live on YouTube.
Yeah, because some people's parents couldn't be here and they wanted to watch it later, so I'm recording it.
Well, this video was sponsored by Raycon.
What is Raycon?
It's just the best Bluetooth earbuds I've ever had.
Oh, good job.
Literally, like for 3 weeks, everyone was sponsored by Raycon.
Hayden, your puppy.
That's not fair. My puppy's a large bulldog who slobbers and sheds on everything.
So are you.
Oh, that one hurt.
I know. I'm very sorry. You don't slobber.
I do shed though.
So Audrey's Zoom is slow. When do you guys talk to Aiden Ambergy lately? She kind of fell off my radar.
She works at Arby's now, so she might be there for lunch shift.
That sounds terrible.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I did hear you, Nora. That's
okay.
I remember one time at Arby's, I was there with a friend and we were going, and he was like not very specific if he wanted to go in or go through the drive-thru. So we went through the drive-thru and no one was there. He says, "Oh, Gary, I wanted to go in." So we then pulled a turn. I was like, "Oh, I thought we were going through the drive-thru." He was like, "Okay, that's fine." So then we made another circle and we went in a circle like twice before we decided on going into Arby's.
You should write that up for like a screenplay for a movie. Hello? Okay, guys, it is 7:15, and though I know at least there are two people trying to get in, which is Audrey and Miss Taylor, we will go ahead and start, and we will go from there. Okay. So, first of all, there's Audrey. I wanted you guys to know that it really sucks that we have to do the banquet like this. It really sucks that state got canceled 3 days before it was supposed to happen. It really sucks for seniors who didn't get to have the most important part of their senior year and didn't get their last chance to compete at state. I just wanted to start out with everything after March really sucked, but everything before March was really good, and so I went through and pulled up a lot of old emails that I sent to Mr. Bustle for him to announce for you guys, and basically the conclusion I came to is we probably had the best season we've ever had as a team. And even with it not culminating to state, we still did awesome. And I know everybody's going to remember that school ended early and that we didn't have state, and that's fine. But don't forget how well we did in the first place. Way back in like September, we went to Glasgow for our first tournament, and we did okay there. We had A, B, and C teams, and I think at least A and B won some, and we were playing teams from some of the teams were out of state. That was really cool. Don't forget that we won the Berea Invitational Tournament. That was the first time they've ever held that tournament, and that's the first invitational tournament that Rockcastle County High School has ever won. And so they didn't start going to those tournaments until 3 years ago, but still they've had an academic team for 32 years. No, they've had an academic team for 32 years, and that's the first time that we won an invitational tournament. Some of you juniors and seniors may not remember much about JV Challenge, but at JV Challenge, Bailey got first in social studies, and Ellie got fourth in arts and humanities, and that got us fourth place overall there. What I know everybody remembers is that we stayed undefeated in the league. And by the end of the league tournament, both the varsity and the junior varsity teams had a 32-game winning streak. And we're going to pick up next year and keep that going. We won both tournaments, varsity and junior varsity. And that's awesome. For Governor's Cup, I know I talked about it all the time, but us winning district was the first time that has happened for our school since 1989. And so that was in 2020. So that was 31 years since we won district. And I will remind you that at both district and region, we beat Danville in quick recall. It's just that they beat us too. And so that's something for you guys to think about for next year. But don't think like, oh, Danville beat the crap out of us. It's not true. And so I'm really proud of you guys for that. So as far as people who made it to region, all right, the old record for our school was 10 people, and we broke that record this year with 11. So we had more district places this year than ever in school history. Okay. When you go to region, we got second overall, we got second in quick recall, and we almost tied the most placements at region. We had 6 people place, and last year we had 7. So we broke the record last year with 7. The most before that was like 3, and we were 1 person away. And I know that all the COVID stuff just kind of came at us real quick. But again, I just wanted to say it really sucks about the state. And I really think that we could have got on the stage. According to, so, you know, did you guys notice that in the programs, they have the brackets already printed?
Yeah.
So I went ahead and filled it in, if you want to see it. Let's see here.
We would definitely beat Johnson, 100%.
So here's how it goes, okay? We played Covington Catholic because those are the racist guys that were in our, we played in the first round. We beat them. And then the next round, we played Danville. It was a bloodbath. We beat them by 35. They all started crying, and they had to stop the match because they were so sad.
Kristen jumped on me, and then I punched Kristen, and then she tackled me.
Yes. So after we beat Danville, we went on to play Johnson County in the semifinals. And just like in 2010, when I played Johnson County in the semifinals, we beat them by 1 point. It was on an inquiry, but we were right. So here we are in the finals versus Dunbar. Okay. And that's a really close match, except in the end, we come out on top, and your 2020 Governor's Cup champions, Rockcastle County High School. Huh?
That's when I pop off on the sideline, rip my shirt in two.
Show off your gynecomastia.
Do a backflip.
Fireworks shoot out outside.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I don't know what's like.
Okay. Miss Taylor is still having problems getting in. She was going to say a few words to you. Courtney also wants to say a few words. And you guys probably like her better than me anyway. So take it away, Courtney.
We'll wait for the heads up. No, I think you all did awesome. I'm really sad, especially for the seniors, because I really enjoy spending time with you. I know Mr. Brock gets paid to spend time with you, but I don't, and I enjoy Saturday mornings hanging out with you nerds, and I think you all did awesome. I'm excited for next year. I've already had some people texting about FPS for next year, which is a weird world. I mean, it's 2020. What else strange things can happen? So our FPS team did really good this year. Our comp people did really awesome this year, and I'm most disappointed that Bailey didn't get to walk on the stage and get her composition medal at state this year, but we're coming for them next year, and I know she's only going to write lots of angry fan fiction this summer to practice her skills, so it's only going to get better, and I'm excited to have some new FPS people and some new strategies for next year and some new composition people and spending lots of Saturdays. And if you're a senior and you are going to school locally, we always need help on the academic team, and there's always a spot for you on the bus to come hang out and read questions and score keep and do all that fun stuff.
Very good. And Miss Taylor got here just in time for her little thing she has prepared. Perfect timing, Miss Taylor. I'm sorry about all the internet problems, but we're in Craft Orchard, so.
I think it was my computer because I'm on my husband's computer and it's working. So I don't know. He gets the point for hating Macs. So I guess he gets the brag about that. Yeah. So what are we doing?
Little thing to say to the
Okay. Well, I had fun with everybody on Fridays, running practice. That was always a fun thing to do on Fridays. I feel like it was kind of definitely less probably structured than Mr. Brock probably would have been liked on Fridays, but it was good. I like doing the toss-up questions. You guys are really inspiring, especially just how much hard work everybody puts into everything. For your seniors that are leaving, I feel like the biggest thing when you go to college is trying to figure out how to study. And you guys already have that completely down, just with how much effort that you put into being such a good teammate and knowing your content backwards and forwards. It's going to make everything from here on out even easier, just how much hard work that you put into it. And then everybody else, you all put in so much work too. I don't know. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. You all are always fun. And I know the season didn't end the way that we wanted to, and how you guys deserved, because you all deserved to get the feedback and get the, I don't know, payback off of all of your hard work at the state, because you guys could have went really far. And I know that really sucks. So, but hopefully when you look back at this season, you'll see the good stuff and not how it ended. So. But it's always fun getting to hang out with everybody.
Awesome. Yes, I agree with everything Miss Taylor said. Before we go into talking about everybody individually, I'm worried I'll forget about it. You seniors, I've never had an academic team with more than 2 seniors on it until this year. And I think that has a lot to do with people kind of falling away from the team, getting involved in other stuff, and it's a real challenge to keep people interested for a really long time. But the fact that so many of you guys stuck with the team, it really it means a lot to me, especially you guys that were with me in middle school, and so that's one thing. Another thing is all you seniors that are going off to college. I was thinking about this today. Please text me and let me know how you are doing. It brightens my day when I just get a random text from somebody in college. And I know you guys will be busy and be doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But every time, you get your first midterm grades back and you killed it, send me a text and let me know. I want to know that stuff. Because I know you guys are going to do awesome, great things. And to non-seniors, I hope that we go to school in August, and I hope that we get to have an academic team. And I hope the entire planet doesn't burn into race riots and disease.
Pestilence is next.
Yeah. And so I really, I think we want to do well next year to make you seniors proud of us. And we will be thinking about you guys while we go. Okay. All right. So on to the fun stuff. So we only have one freshman on the team. His name was Joe Pickle. He is not here. He's a good guy and a freshman on the team. Then we moved to sophomores, and let's not forget another person who is not here, John Asher. He's probably brushing his hair somewhere. And
100
so
strokes on each side. Remember that.
yes, for sure. And then next we have Allie Dunn. Allie, this is her. You played her. This is her second year on the team. First year on the team, and I tried to talk you into it when you were a freshman and you wouldn't do it. But I think Allie did a very good job of balancing band and academics. And the thing that really, I think, made a big difference this year for Allie was how much she helped with volunteering, helping the middle schoolers and sometimes at elementary meets. And she was very reliable in that. And I really appreciate her and can't wait to see how good she's going to do next year. So after I finish talking about somebody, we all clap. Up next is another first year person who I talked about, who I spent most of last year trying to talk into joining the team, and I'm so glad he did. And that guy is Garrett Hamilton.
It's like he knew you were talking.
Yeah, I know, right? So Garrett, like Allie, was really involved in another activity. His was football. But he did a really good job of splitting that. Also, at his very first academic team meet at Glasgow, he was one of either the B or the C team MVPs. And so I thought that was really cool. And the thing that we'll probably all remember most about Garrett is how he makes, how he seems to be having a lot of fun all the time. And sometimes that rubs off on everybody. And a lot of times I get a little bit too serious, and it's good to have a little bit of levity around. So let's all clap for Garrett.
2 R's, 2 T's.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
The B and the C team people know, because every meet we went to where they had to write our names down, he would say
Garrett, 2 R's.
2 R's.
2 R's and 2 T's.
The next person, I'm really bummed that he wasn't here. He didn't make it today. But it's Carson White, and he's like the opposite of Garrett. He's super quiet, but this was his first year, and you guys saw in practice how well he did on the test and how well he did in packet quick recall. And so I wanted to name him the most improved player from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And I really think that next year that he can make it to state because he's a really awesome guy. He's another guy I like literally talked into joining the team, and I'm glad that I did. Okay. So clap for Carson. Okay. Up next is Bailey Cromer. And Bailey, you started in 6th grade?
7th.
7th. Everybody started in 7th. Okay. So first I will point out some of her accolades. She placed 4th. Nope, sorry. She placed 3rd at district in comp. She placed 5th at region in comp. And Courtney and I agree that she will place at state in comp either next year or as a senior. Courtney handles comp more than I do, but she lets me read what you guys write. And we both agree that Bailey is the best writer we've ever had on an academic team. And so that's a really big deal.
Thank us when you get your like Pulitzer Prize or whatever, your Nobel Prize in Literature.
This is dedicated to Courtney and Herbie Brock.
Oh, nice.
Nobel Prize in fanfic.
Nobel Prize in fanfic.
Up next, somebody that's not here, but I still want to mention.
Oh, we're not going to clap for Bailey.
Oh, clap for Bailey. I know Jaden nicely wanted to be here, but she's having computer problems. But I think Jaden's name says it all, that she's nice. And I really like being around Jaden. She's a cool kid. She helped a lot with middle school and elementary too. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that help and how what you guys are doing by helping these, especially the elementary kids, is you're planting these seeds to make them competitive as middle schoolers. And then by the time they get to high school, they turn into people like you. And I really appreciate that. Another person who's not here, but she's sick and she let me know, which I appreciate. Clap for Jaden. Is Ellie Robinson. So Ellie, she made it to state in arts humanities as a 6th grader and as a 7th grader. And as an 8th grader, as a 7th grader and an 8th grader, she was on the starting 4 for middle school. And this evil man named Greg Darty came into her life and stole her away from academics. And so the middle 8th grade year, Ellie is now gone. But the good news was by the start of her sophomore year, she was back. And I was so glad that she came back to the team. At the league tournament, she placed 2nd in AH. In JV Challenge, she placed 4th in AH. And at district, she placed 5th at AH. So I wanted to shout out Ellie, even though she couldn't be here today. So yay, Ellie. Up next is a person who's kind of like a senior, but not really a senior. she is leaving us this year, going off to college, I guess you can say. Um, and her name is Elizabeth Mackworth. Elizabeth, I know, played elementary academics because I remembered how tiny she was and how she would sit on her knees just so she could like reach the buzzer and people could see her. And so did you play, was it just 5th grade or was it 4th and 5th, Elizabeth? 4th and 5th, okay. So she's one of the best science students I've ever had. Last year we did a lot of awesome stuff, but as far as just me freaking out when she beat those 19 other boys in science and got first at region last year, is something that I'll never forget. So this year she placed second at league, second in league, first in district, and second at region. And I really feel like she could have placed this year. And she, I know everybody knows that she got into Gatton Academy. And so she's going to be at Western. And she's going to come back and give us moral support. But
I trained up a bunch of middle school
yeah,
science nerds too.
Yeah, for sure. I made the decision that we could bring her back and have her play, but I got so mad at Anos and Danville for doing that. I just can't turn around and do that. Plus, being down there at Gatton, she's going to be doing, working on space shuttles and tracing the human genome and all that good stuff. So, but Elizabeth, not a senior, but kind of a senior because she's leaving us. And somebody that really made an impact on me and the team. And so, yay, Elizabeth. Okay, moving on. So next is the only junior on the team. For quick recall and testing, her name is Audrey. And I think Kristen would agree that Audrey and Kristen were neck and neck for most of the fall in points and just leadership and so Audrey, Kristen beat Audrey out, but what Audrey showed me was no doubt she's going to be captain next year. She's, this last banquet will be Kristen's last official thing as captain, and she will be passing the torch on to Audrey. Audrey's already texted me this summer about plans and stuff like that, and I think that's awesome. It makes me excited for next year. At Glasgow, she was one of 2 MVPs. At league, she got 2nd in language arts. District, she got 3rd in language arts. And in region, she got 4th. She's a really strong leader who leads by example. And I'm excited to see where the team goes when she takes over tonight when this meeting is over. So, yay, Audrey.
Also training at middle schoolers now.
Yes. Yeah, so we know that so many of you guys taught middle school classes, helped at middle school meets, and that's something we're going to start planning for next year with Miss Angie. And it just makes a really big deal. So now on to the seniors. And most of the seniors said that they could say a little something. So I will give you guys the floor after I give your introduction. We will start with the only senior who isn't here today, who is Aiden. Aiden has done academics for 6 years. She started in 7th grade. Um, Aiden is someone who is multi-talented. You guys know how good she is at acting and singing and all that great stuff. Through middle school and through high school, she has been someone that was a leader on the team. And she is probably, she's the first arts and humanities student I've ever had that genuinely loved arts and humanities front to back, not just the art part or not just the music part, but she walked the walk. And you guys that will be on the team next year, you guys are probably going to see Aiden's greatest accomplishment, which is Landon Carlton. So since he was in 6th grade, she's been training him up. And I think that's a big deal. At the Berea tournament, Aiden was one of 2 MVPs, and she placed 6th at district. So let's clap for Aiden. Okay, now on to the seniors who are here. First is Nora Pulliam. This is her 2nd year on the team. And I remember when she was a sophomore begging her to join the academic team. It was at the Mexican restaurant, right? Wasn't that where it was? And I'm so glad that she did. Nora helped. It was great that she was on the team, but she helped me so much at meets that helping me keep track of what was going on and keep score and keep brackets together. Most of the time when I would sit down for a match at a meet, I would pull up a chair for Nora and she would help keep everything organized, and that's a big deal. Even though she didn't play in middle school, she helped a ton with middle school and elementary people. And so I asked everybody if they wanted to talk, and she said that she didn't want to talk. So what I did is I just had her write something down, and I'll read it to you right now, okay? It says, "Thanks, team and Mr. Brock. Mr. Brock, you are the coolest, smartest, best dressed coach ever. Thank you, Mr." No, I had to put some levity there. Okay, so let's clap for Nora. Up next is another relatively new person to the team, Tarleton Dunn. And I have a story about Tarleton too that most of you guys have probably heard. In the middle of the season, when Tarleton was in 8th grade, he showed up in the library at the middle school and said, "I want to be on the academic team." And I said, "I'm sorry, young man, the season has already begun and it's like November and you'll have to give it another shot." And so I don't think I've told him this before, but that's something I wish I didn't do. I wish I would have said, "Come on, be on the team." And that way he would have been on the team that year and all through high school. A thing that I think about with Tarleton on the academic team is that he injects a lot of fun into the academic team and goofiness. And just like I was saying earlier about Garrett, we need that sometimes. I remember probably the biggest thing I remember about Tarleton was leading up to district and region last year. He and I worked together to basically have him learn the entirety of arts and humanities content in about 4 weeks. And what that led to was him making it to state as a first-year player in arts and humanities. And it also led to him becoming a starter this year in quick recall. I didn't know much about band before Tarleton joined the team, but I learned real quick that that's something that each year the the drum major pretty much runs the team, or the band. And he did a really good job of balancing band and academics. He really could have no-showed a ton of practices and kind of flaked out because he had such an important role with the band. But he kept up his end of the deal with the academic team, and he was on track this year to place at state. So in my head, he did. This year, he was first in the league in AH. At district, he got second, and region I've got second. Is that right?
Yeah, she beat me by a point twice.
Ugh.
Not that you're bitter.
It was 48 and 47. I mean, give me a break.
You've got a break. But I'm really glad that Tarleton joined the team, and I know he's going to do awesome things in college. Yay, Tarleton.
Will he like put a little thank you like when you lead your first like symphony orchestra in some important place?
I can add like a dedication.
Yeah. Okay, good.
An overture.
Yes.
Ooh,
No.
the academic overture. I love it.
So Drew, I have here that you started in 7th grade. Is that right?
No, I did in 6th grade, yeah. And
Okay.
like I made it past district and then I didn't get past region.
Okay. So I had someone, Audrey, do some research and it said 6th grade. So blame that on Audrey. So 6th grade, that means, because you didn't play your whole freshman year. The football debacle.
Sports.
Okay. So the thing I want to highlight about Drew is his competitiveness. We're all competitive at different levels, but Drew always strives to do his best, and he works towards it. Last year at Region, it was at Model, right?
Yeah, this model.
Yeah. So last year at Region, he didn't place at Region. He didn't make it to state.
Yeah, I don't even think I was like close to even placing at region. Like I just messed that test up really bad.
And so I remember how angry he was, and I could tell right then how motivated he was to make sure that didn't happen again. And so this year at Region, when they called his name that he made it to state, that was a really big deal for me. And I was really proud of him for that. Drew is someone, if I were to go back through my text in my phone with Drew, most of the text messages would be him asking me questions about content.
Economist,
yeah. And asking me like questions about strategy and stuff like that. And just like I say in class, like I really appreciate it when someone cares enough to ask questions. And Drew has showed me that in spades. So Drew placed 4th at district, and at region with like, what'd you lose? Your gallbladder?
Yeah, like, and then my intestines were going to fall out too because like the stitches weren't sticking together properly.
Right. The boy was literally dying at region and still placed. And I remember talking to him, and he was not all there on region, and so I was super proud that he made it.
Thanks to 800 ibuprofen.
Hey. So up next.
Wait.
What?
We have to clap for Drew.
Oh, clap for Drew! I keep forgetting.
And Drew's gonna have a dedication when he writes his book about economists.
When he becomes an economist.
Oh my gosh, yes. He's gonna fix all the problems right now.
Please.
I don't think there's any fixing them.
On the new planet. So up next is Hayden. And Hayden joined as a sophomore, right, Hayden?
Yeah.
But you were a coach as a freshman, right? For the middle schoolers. And so when Hayden was a freshman, I was just coaching one team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there weren't a ton of a lot of the high school people didn't do academics that year. And like he volunteered like so much that year. And he really caught my eye then. When I took over the team and he joined the team, he did science and math, which are the two hardest subjects. And probably sophomore year, we focused a whole lot more on science than math. But starting his junior year, like he really took a deep dive into trying to figure out academic team math. All the while he was doing this, he was teaching John Asher how to do his level of math. And he was also teaching Jacob Cook, who was an 8th grader, Jacob Hauk. There's another Jacob Cook. Jacob Hauk, who was an 8th grader, academic team math too. And so when I think about Hayden, part of me wants to think about how crazy nuts he was at quick recall at Region, how possessed he was, how
with the spirit of the calculus,
right, how I'm positive that if Hayden was not at Region, we would have lost to North Laurel and the team wouldn't have went to state because of that Will White kid. That's what I'd like to think about, but that's not really what I think about. What I think about when I think about Hayden is how selfless he is, and how much he gives to other people. That kid Jacob has been Hayden's been working with him since 6th grade, and Jacob became like the first middle schooler ever to make it to state on the middle school team. And that kid has Hayden to thank. One of the reasons Hayden was such a beast at Region was he decided he could study quick recall math or he could study written assessment math. Written assessment math would have made it so he would go to state in testing. But he decided to focus on quick recall math so he could help the team go to state. And that was a really big deal. I don't think anybody would argue with me saying that he was both the district and the region quick recall MVP. I don't have any research to prove this because they don't write down individual points that every kid gets at quick recall. But I would bet my house that at Region, he answered more math questions than every other math question that's ever been answered in Rockcastle County High School history. It was just, he was possessed. And so it really sucks that we didn't get to see what happened at state, but the reason the quick recall team made it to state was Hayden, and let's clap hard for him. Okay, and then I forgot to have people talk.
You also forgot your captain.
I'm done. No, Kristen's next. Okay, Tarleton, you have to say something. I'm very sorry.
Okay, I wrote some stuff down.
Please.
I want to start by showing Courtney that my hair has grown so long that I am Clarence.
Nice.
Good luck.
This is how it's naturally worn now.
It's got so much volume.
And I'm the only one repping our new
Oh,
shirt.
Nice.
No, I think Elizabeth had one too.
Elizabeth, look.
And Audrey, well, they're underclassmen.
Yeah.
Well, she's a senior. Dang it. Oh, no.
Good job. Garrett has his
yeah. I wanted to start by saying that high school is a very difficult time for any student because there's so many niches and clubs and gatherings and callings that students are called to freshman year that like they're almost tracked into a certain path of extracurricular stuff. And most all of it is purely social. You don't really get a career path or it helps you get into a tertiary school through these extra paths. And one of my favorite things about academic team is that you get the adequate amount of social interaction that you would get with an extracurricular with while prepping for your tertiary school. So in a way, it balances both where you wouldn't otherwise have to. And personally, it has always been hard for me to balance them both. And I don't think I would be able to. I don't think my college education at Louisville will be completely paid for if for not academic team. And the work ethic you get from academic team, like there's so many skills in the underclassmen. I'm kind of talking to you. This academic team provides you with skills to educate. It doesn't educate you. It provides you with skills so you can educate yourself and in turn be a good citizen. If you stick with it, your conviction and work ethic will have so much potential. All in all, whatever you do, hey, little underclassmen people, I'm talking to you. Just do it with 100%. This doesn't even have to go with academic team. Like whatever you do in school, you could drop out of school right now. Just do whatever you do with 100%. And if you're not, if you don't do everything you do with 100%, you're doing yourself a disservice and society as a whole a disservice. Oh, and I wanted to share some of my favorite memories about academic team. Okay. Me and Hayden dancing at every practice, big check. When Kristen almost died, Andrew almost died in the same week. And me and Hayden were like, okay, I got poets. You got World War II. It was a good time. There was a couple more I was thinking about. Every time Garrett got yelled at, I just could not stop cracking a smile. Phenomenal. Keep doing what you're doing, Garrett. You have my permission.
He's living his best life.
Yeah, I think that's all I got though. Love you all.
Thank you, Tarleton. Drew, I skipped your speech too.
Yeah, so like I guess my big thing one thing I want to say is that I'm just really happy for like Mr. Brock and academic teams because like I know whenever like I first got to the first practice in 6th grade, like I was little like not as tall like tubby middle school kid, and I was like, oh yeah, I just want to like do mythology or Japanese history, and Mr. Brock's like, okay. I don't really think like you really thought that I was gonna like do as good, and I don't really think I understood like what doing academic team was. But like hindsight being what it is, if I didn't do academic team, I was gonna do football then instead of now, and like seeing what football did now, like yeah, that's not good for me. Like no, like I just break my body doing that. So like, and I'm really happy about that, and it's just been something good that I've been able to do and been able to find my passion because like I feel like I just like history now, and it's not even like I know I'm doing electrical engineering now, but like at the same time I'm still feeling like gosh, I'm wasting so much knowledge like just with history, not doing something involving it. But I just have to say thanks to you and Courtney and even Katie too, because like she was there to be a rival to me, and also Joe and Bailey because now they're going to be the social studies people on the block next year. And honestly, Joe was kind of giving me a bit of a run for my money, and like I honestly was kind of scared by Joe because whenever I came back from surgery, he was doing really, really good in quick recall. So I think the team's going to do good next year, and like I really just want to help out next year because I didn't get my goal of ever placing at state because of all of this happening this year. So like I'll at least want to make sure someone else does. So like I just want to help the social studies kids.
That's awesome.
And at least put some of my knowledge to use.
That's awesome. And I really do want to, like, we're not just saying it that we want you seniors to come back. And even if it's just you come to practice and hang out at a practice, or you come to district and watch the matches, anything like that, like I want you guys to stay connected to the team. because if nothing else, it's going to let the high schoolers on the team see how successful you guys are, and it's going to motivate them. So your job, every senior's job, is at least once a semester come to a practice or a meet, or try to, and if you can do more, do more. But I really want to keep you guys involved. So I appreciate that you said that. Okay, Mr. Hayden, go for it.
All right. So the first thing I wanted to do is talk about how good of a year we had and how it wasn't just the quick recall players, the testers, the FPS people, comp, and just anybody on the team played a really big role in what we did this year. And thank everybody for doing what they did. I want to tell everybody, and all the underclassmen especially, live each moment as if it's the last one you'll have, and make it a memory, because it may be one that lasts for your life, and it may be the last one you get to make as a high schooler. Also, hard work pays off. Look at me. I was really bad sophomore year and junior year, but I worked at it. And math's not as hard anymore.
For you.
The last 3 years have been some of the best of my life. I've had a lot of memories of the team and all of that. So thank you all. I'll remember it forever. Hopefully I'll be back next year. I'll try to be as much as I can and talk to everybody and catch up. And most importantly, help as much as I can, because that's what I want to do with my life, is help. And next year's the yearly sweep gamble, I promise. Lastly, thank you, Mr. Brock. You always helped me and given me advice when I needed it most. Thank you for fostering an environment where we were able to simultaneously learn, have fun, and compete. Thank you for being all of our friends.
Thank you, Hayden. You're going to make me get crying now. One thing I forgot to say about Hayden, and I'll say this about Tarleton too. I really remember the deep conversations we had after practice out by my car. Like both of you guys, probably 5 or 10 times over the last few years, we just hashed it out. I mean, it's usually in the winter time and it's usually 20 degrees, and just getting a chance to talk to you guys and help you guys was great. Like, I think it matters a lot to, I've always said that if I won the lottery, I'd probably retire from teaching and just coach academics
Can I
full
tell
time.
the real story? He said he always has said for years, we're talking when we lived in Pike County, that he would like help his mom out and retire from teaching, and he would still coach academics and buy a giant helicopter that we could like helicopter into meets on our own academic team helicopter.
That is true. I think it's cool, all the stuff we learn and all the stuff we teach and all the skills you get from school and everything like that. But you guys, the team, you know, that's what drives me. And it's not like I don't like teaching. I really enjoy it. I hate teaching GoPo, but that's another story. I just wanted you guys to remember that it made a big impact in my life. I appreciate it. And so I can't remember if we clapped for Hayden, so let's clap again. Yay. Okay. So that leaves us with our team captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Miss Kristen Taylor. She started in 8th grade. I remember that clearly. I remember talking to your mom at the parent meeting, and your mom telling me that she played on academic team when she was in school, and I'm like, aha, I got one. And Kristen, the year before Kristen on the middle school team, Tessa was our language arts person, and Tessa was now in high school. And Kristen came in as a person who, you didn't play elementary, did you?
No.
Never played in her life, and just stepped into the position on the starting 4 in one of the best academic teams in the state. We were. And she just studied and studied and studied, and she also has this natural knack for quick recall. And last year, Tessa was a senior, and she was kind of in Tessa's shadow a little bit, just kind of like Drew was in Katie's shadow. But at the beginning, over the summer, I started seeing Kristen just putting in 110%. And like I said earlier, when I was talking about Audrey, they gave each other a run for the money, but Kristen was always just a little bit ahead. And also, I can count the number of people that I think care about academics as much as me on my hand that I've met, that I would say they care as much as me. And Kristen's one of those people. It's the amount of leadership that she showed this year, leading by example. Perfect scores on tests over and over and over again, memorizing 600 obscure titles and authors, and then not just getting those perfect scores, but then seeing those come up in quick recall and her just dominating. The thing I will remember most about Kristen is keeping everybody cool on quick recall in crazy matches. It made a really big difference. And I've always had this thing with Kristen. I don't know. She's just, I see a lot of myself in her. And so when she does good, I kind of feel like I'm doing good. And so the last story as far as points go is, Kristen got first in league in language arts. In district, she got second.
And we're pretty sure she had the COVID then.
But it doesn't matter that she got second in district, because she came right back around and got first at region. I really feel like a lot of you seniors and some of you juniors and sophomores could have placed at state this year. I really believe that. But if I had to take all the evidence I have as a coach and bet on it, my bet would be on Kristen. And that's the thing that I think sucks the most for you seniors, is you'll just never know. But what you should know is that I'm very proud of you guys. And Kristen, you've been a great leader. And now everybody claps for Kristen. And now Kristen says thanks.
Okay, so I really appreciate Mr. Brock being there for us all when we dropped the ball. But also, it's a very heavy glass ball and it's concrete. I appreciate Hayden and Tarleton and Elizabeth, even though sometimes I want to hit Tarleton and sometimes Hayden told me I was mean. It's okay. I'm not mad.
No.
I think it definitely made me a better person to play with you guys. And I can't wait to see what you do next year and every year. And I love you all.
Thank you, Kristen. So here's how I want to wrap this up. It seems like every time we turn around, something new and crazy is going on that, it's such a weird time to live. And I can't tell you guys how much I pray that they'll start letting the football guys practice football, because I know there you are. There you go, Garrett. Because I know I know everybody's going to be, all the important people will be saying like, let the boys play football, let them play football. But if they let them start playing football, then they have to let us start doing academics, because it has to be fair, right? And so like, I'm literally going on KHSAA's website and just seeing like what's happening now, like what's going to happen as far as next year. You guys, you seniors in particular, I can never forget you guys because of who you are and what you've done. And I mean it when I say keep up with me and tell me how things are going. I'm going to miss you guys a lot. And this really is the best academic team I've ever coached. And that's because of you guys and people that aren't here, from top to bottom. The last thing I want to say is try your best to get every smart, hardworking, or just good kid from 3rd grade to 12th grade. Try your best to get them to try out academics, because you guys are leaving a gigantic hole, you seniors. And we're going to try our best to fill that, but it's going to make a big difference. And plus, you're going to help these young people find something that's good, and you're just going to help them in general. Even 4th graders, 5th graders, get them to the elementary teams. All you guys joined because somebody grabbed you to join, whether it was a letter or a teacher or another kid or whatever. I just want to keep this going. Okay. I want to coach your kids one day. Okay. And so really, really, really push it on the people. Okay. I really would like to really see you guys. I wish we were in the cafeteria eating cold potluck food like we always do. And I'm sorry that we can't. I really wish I could change things. But there's a whole lot of stuff that I wouldn't change at all. So I think that's that. You seniors keep in touch. Underclassmen, we will start thinking and talking about things very soon. And I love you guys, and I'm proud to have been your coach and your teacher. And if I never get to coach another academic team again, this will be a good one to go out on. Okay, so Now this is on YouTube, and we all say bye, and we say bye, and I'm proud of you guys, and bye.